The eyes, Chico, they never lie. What do you mean by it?
It is about the simple fact that the eyes are never able to.
How do you balance being the official enforcer in school?
I don't think I've ever been the person to confine completely to every single rule.
Do you think you're a great leader?
I try to be, I do.
What makes you a rebel?
People who sit in these leadership positions are changing. Why are the rules not changing along with them as new generations come in?
What do you think was Picasso's journey like?
Basic tone of this paintings was sad, it was gloomy, and I think that is where I start resonating with Picasso.
Are you fiercely competitive?
I would say yes and no.
Failure is nothing big for you.
It's mostly the failure that comes from within.
Do you think that the world is in a crisis?
The world has always been in a crisis and it's just getting worse now.
Do you feel that the system is there to protect you?
Not in the moment, maybe after.
Who says business can't be pure art? I'm making this world brighter for you. Perfecting these complex patterns right now. Ready for the future.
How do you plan to handle this dynamic?
We bridge the gap with native digital literacy. We leverage cloud networks to optimize peer-to-peer collaboration. It's not just competence, it is our natural habitat.
Good afternoon and welcome to Chapter 7 of the Social Syllabus. I, Prashant Joshi, the host, welcome you to this very unique program. And we are going to go slightly off track today. We've been dealing with a lot of issues regarding psychiatry, psychology. We've been talking of education. We've been talking of the corporate. We've been talking of virtually everything on earth. But today, we decided to go slightly different and slightly less ballistic. So, we have with us today somebody who's very, very different. And you will not believe it, I managed to get her here, but I really don't know. She has that great talent of speaking. She's very talented as far as painting is concerned. She's very obsessed with certain artists, and there are so many things about her that are fantastic, very charismatic. We are going to meet Nysa Chaturvedi. Welcome, Nysa.
Hi, thank you so much. That was an amazing introduction, honestly. I'm Nysa. I'm a 16-year-old self-proclaimed artist. I
Yep.
write and I paint. Occasionally, I also upload reels of myself speaking out my own poetry. And I'm very happy to be on this show and I'm very excited to talk.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. So, Nysa, before I go ahead, I must tell you, Nysa is, as she said, she's 16 years old. She belongs to Gen Z. And Gen Z is one generation that people virtually refuse to understand. God knows why. But talking of the corporate, a lot of people in the corporate say that it's impossible handling a Gen Z guy or a Gen Z girl, because they are rebels. They go against the system. They don't believe in authority. They have something about timings. They have problems with a lot of things. But I think very otherwise. That's what I feel. I am not Gen Z, but I feel very otherwise. But before we go ahead, let me give you a slight introduction on my part. But let me tell you something about Nysa. Nysa happens to be the head girl of her school. She reads a lot of fiction. She, in fact, has read very old authors like Agatha Christie. Now, Agatha Christie is, if you look at my generation, of course, I've read a lot about it, a lot of Agatha Christie, a lot of other writers also. Agatha Christie if some of you've read it, has basically courtroom scenes, right? So it has a mystery. She evolves a mystery, then creates a courtroom scene. So it's basically very monotonous reading Agatha Christie. How she reads it, we'll ask her, right? Then she reads a lot of other authors also, and she is a painter virtually obsessed with a gentleman called Pablo Picasso, right? She one secret about her, she's an old soul, right? And that's what I gather. I mean, I don't know. I've met her a couple of times, and I feel she's an old soul. She can read Agatha Christie. She can read Sidney Sheldon. She can read Alistair MacLean. She can read what else? Nick
Freda
Carter.
McFadden. She's a modern writer,
Okay.
but Freda McFadden has written a lot of good books. Holly Jackson.
Okay.
She was the writer for the A Good Girl's Guide to Murder series.
Okay.
It is not actually a guide to murder,
Yeah.
just to be clear. It is
Yeah.
a wonderful trilogy of a girl, a 16-year-old. She was just on a journey, and she was supposed to write an essay for her school. And she lived in this town called Little Kilton. There a murder had happened, or so they said. They said that it was a murder and a suicide, and the first book is about how she delves into that and she solves the murder
Okay.
from 10 years ago. She solves the murder which the police had closed the files on.
Acha. Very, very Agatha Christie like, right?
Yes.
Very Agatha Christie like. I mean, मुझसे when you're talking of this author, क्या नाम बताया आपने इसका?
Holly Jackson.
Holly Jackson. I haven't read her, but yes, Sherlock Holmes is someone I've read very closely, and I think that is how he also evolves his stories, right? He creates a mystery, and then there is a lot of investigation and
Yes.
all that. All right. Apart from this, she is an equally big fan of Amrita Pritam. She listens to Sahir Ludhianvi. Again, a huge surprise, And one more thing about her. This is very personal, but then I'm going to say it on camera. She is a very angry person.
I am not an angry person. I disagree. I wholeheartedly disagree. I'm just a very emotional person, and anger happens to be one of those
No,
emotions.
so I'm warning the guys out there.
No, I'm not angry.
Oh, you're not angry?
No,
So you're letting out something big, huh?
I'm not. See, I'm genuinely a very emotional person, which means that I don't just feel anger as an emotion, but I also feel happiness, joy, the good emotions, as we call them, as I feel all emotions very deeply.
But I was about to tell the guys she's very angry. I was warning them. तुमने तो सारा बंडा फोड़ दिया. I was warning them that she's very angry, and the fact is that I don't know. You know it better. Your father keeps a loaded gun, right?
No comments.
No comments. He does. So you be careful, right?
It's licensed.
Obviously, a licensed gun. Yeah.
That's important.
Okay. Relationships. She likes old people. She hates failure. She just can't tolerate failure. Right? Her Instagram handle is known as a shot of Picasso. And she, as I said, doesn't like to lose at all. And what else? Anything else I've left
I really
out?
want to know who is opening all of these polls about me.
I've done a little research on you. I won't tell you how I did it, but it was tough because finding out about some of your best friends. I guess मैं नाम ले लूँ या आप नाम लेंगी?
I think I would like to know what you know first before I open any further.
Okay. You do have a lot of friends.
Yes.
I guess you do have a lot of friends. She has a lot of friends. She's very friendly that way. She just said she's not angry, but I don't believe her. Anyways, she has one great friend. Can I name her with your permission?
Yes.
On camera?
Yes.
Well, the name of her best friend is Vriddhi. Hi, Riddhi. If you're
Hi.
watching, hi. Anything that you would like to add to this?
Yes,
Very
I
briefly,
yes, I am not just an old school. I just appreciate forms of art.
right?
And if that happens to be something that's from the old school, good, but I also appreciate modern art,
Acha,
modern forms of
that's
art.
great.
So
Okay.
modern authors, I
Hmm.
love how some people, especially nowadays, there have been very new forms of poetry and art that have come up that
Hmm.
catch my attention a lot.
Hmm.
So I absolutely love that. And I think despite being an old school, one thing I'm very thankful for is social media,
Hmm.
not just for entertainment purposes, because it has helped me to expand my domain a lot in the sense that I've been able to submit to magazines I did not even know existed. I've been able to experiment a lot more. I've been able to get better ideas.
Hmm.
And most of all, I think if you have a positive social media place,
Hmm.
it just helps to it just helps you to grow as a better person.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Nysa, we'll get straight to the questions.
All right.
Are you ready for it?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. If I ask you, the eyes, Chico, they never lie. What do you mean by it?
I think it is about the simple fact that the eyes are never able to hide the truth. I
Okay.
feel like no matter how much your mouth may lie, how much you try to make your body language seem like you're not nervous or you're not hiding the truth, the eyes they never lie. They always have some, maybe the sparkle is less. Maybe there's an extra glisten in the eye that's been coming from tears that were unshed.
Hmm.
But the eyes, they're not capable of lying.
But if you've seen the Scarface, I don't know whether you've seen it or not, but see it in case you haven't seen it. There is this scene in this film where Al Pacino and a friend of his are standing together. There is, I mean, because the reference to context was very different from what you used it, right? Uh, there's this gentleman next to Al Pacino who is attracted to a girl, to a woman sitting in a restaurant. That woman is attracted to him. They're looking at each other, right? And he tells Al Pacino, "This woman is looking at me, right? What do I do?" So this guy says, he gets back to him, Al Pacino gets back to him saying, "Chico," Chico means guy in
Yes.
Spanish. So listen, Chico, the eyes, they never lie. So look at her eyes, they will never lie. So the reference to context there was different, but in your case, of course, it's different.
I think, but the basic idea was the same. Like the
Yeah,
conceptualization was.
okay, fine. Yeah, okay.
Maybe I didn't use it in a romantic sense, but it is applicable there as well, I
That's
feel.
fine, absolutely. I mean, I'm just telling you the exact scenario where this dialogue has been taken from.
Then I
But
stand corrected.
you've not been original here. There has been,
Yes,
you've stolen it.
I have.
You have.
I have.
Thank you for accepting that.
I stand corrected then. It's
Yeah,
not from the
you do.
God.
Thank you.
I do remember, I remember seeing a clip of Al Pacino saying it, then I just like sort of connected that it must have been The Godfather, so that was an error on my part.
No, no, that's okay. That's okay. I mean, see, we are not talking of the dialogue. I'm not trying to test your general knowledge, but it's okay. We'll come to the question now, right? So, being the head girl of your school council, your Instagram handle is a shot of Picasso, and usually school councils would require you to be very strict with rules and uniforms and all that. So the question is, how do you balance being the official enforcer, right? The official enforcer in school and the self-styled rebel Picasso at night.
I think I don't need to balance it because it's a mix everywhere that I stand.
Mhm.
Because I don't think I've ever been the person to confine completely to every single rule. I've
Mhm.
always been at least slightly bending them. So I think that also stands when I'm the head girl because rules don't always have to be the best thing
Mhm.
that are there. Because sometimes there may be rules that are not best for everybody.
Mhm.
They're made only for a specific set of people.
Right.
And sometimes, even as head girl, even when I try to be an artist, I bend those rules. So, there is this very popular saying among the artist community that you never use pure white for highlights.
Right.
And there have been so many times when that very law or rule has been opposed,
Mhm.
because white, like just using pure white for
Yeah.
highlights,
Mhm.
just adds something to a painting that maybe a light blue wouldn't have been able to do.
Right.
So it's an example, it's a mere
Mhm.
example, it's a very small example for what I'm trying to say.
Mhm.
But even as that, even when you try to put an artist in
Mhm.
on any platform, on any stage, in any title, I think they ooze out because they're like paint. They
Mhm.
will ooze out and they're not as easily controlled.
Mhm.
So even when I'm in an official setting, I listen most
Mm.
importantly.
Mm.
And I also try to bend the rules wherever I can,
Okay.
wherever I think that it would suit a larger set of people, because I like leading by trying to get an entire team behind me. Because I
Okay.
don't think you can lead solo for very long.
No,
I
but when
think
you lead, you have to break the rules at times.
exactly.
Do you break them?
Yes.
Okay. Great. All right.
And I also believe in this one thing, that to beat the system, to change the system, you must first beat the system.
Yeah. True.
So
Very true.
maybe to break a couple of rules, I make better ones, or I make ones that are able to replace the ones that I've broken.
Okay. Replace the ones that you've broken.
Yes.
Ah, that's very nice. That's very constructive, in fact. So, do you think you're a great leader?
I try to be. I don't think so. I
Mm.
try to be, I do.
Mm.
Because again, I try to lead by getting an entire team. I genuinely believe in the fact that individually leading people is going to take you only so far, because everything that you do is not something that can be done individually.
Mm.
You need a certain set of people because everybody has different qualities.
Mm.
And I think in my leadership, I try to give that chance that has
Mm.
been given to me
Mm.
to every single person,
Mm.
so that they get to refine those qualities even further.
Okay. So, I can assure corporate that you are not rebels.
No,
You're not rebels.
I am a rebel.
You are a rebel.
Yes.
So, tell them why. Are you, why? What makes you a rebel?
I think what makes me a rebel is the basic idea that rules, what even are rules, is my question here.
Hmm.
I pose a question to a question: what even are rules? Who made these rules in the first place?
Hmm.
People of authority, right?
Hmm.
So when the people of authority can change, why
Hmm.
can't rules?
Hmm.
Why can't rules change with time?
Hmm.
When the people of authority, when the people who sit in these leadership positions are changing, why are the rules not changing along with them as new generations come in?
Okay. Well said. Right. Can we move on to the second question?
Yes.
Okay. Uh, Looking at your obsession with Picasso, my question is very specific, right? His entire artistic journey, if you look at it, has been a very intense, there have been phases, emotional phases, right? And I told you about, I don't know whether I told you about this or not, but there was this friend of his called Carlos Casamigas. Carlos committed suicide because he was in love with a woman who
Who
did
had
not
rejected
reciprocate
him?
his love. He tried to shoot her, thinking that she's dead. He
He
shot
shot himself.
himself, right? So after that, Picasso went into a lot of depression. So he, from I guess this was 1901. From 1901 onwards, what do you think was Picasso's journey like, and how do you identify with it?
Yes. So Picasso, from 1901 to 1904, after his friend's suicide, he was in a state of deep depression.
Right?
And he was going through a lot of mental health issues as well.
Okay.
And I think that reciprocated into his paintings. It
Right.
is that 3-year period is called the Blue Period,
Hmm.
where he painted a lot with blues, grays, and the hues of all of those shades. And he also depicted a lot of poverty, tragedy in his paintings that were converted into cubism, realism,
Right.
all of that. But the basic tone of this paintings was sad, it was gloomy, and I think that is where I start resonating with Picasso because he uses color as an anchor. He uses color to depict emotions, which is something I do as well in a lot of my paintings.
Okay.
Because I feel like if you look at the blue paintings and if somebody is not aware of that history, if they do not know where it came from, maybe they see the blue as calmness. Maybe they see that the blue was peace among all the tragedy.
Okay.
If you did not know, I believe there could be a lot of interpretations. And I think that is where that color stands. I always say art is a paradox. And Picasso was genuinely a living example of that. He was the personification of that very concept.
Okay. Okay. Do you feel that you have I've seen a lot of your paintings, and some of your paintings have there is one painting here with me, which is, I'll show it to the audience also, shows a lot of eyes, right? The whole painting is full of eyes, right? Now, and this painting is called Truth is a Lie.
With a question mark.
Yeah, with a question mark. Truth is a lie. And if I look at it very carefully, if you look at this very carefully, you will see that the eyes have different shapes, right? I will simultaneously show you another painting, which is an original copy of the original, which is a Picasso painting. Look at it very carefully. Right? Now, these two paintings have one thing in common. What is that commonality between these two paintings?
I
Nysa?
think it is the fact that the eyes are the main point. I think the exaggeration of the eyes in both of the paintings. I think that's a common point. And honestly speaking, it is this one was in fact not where my inspiration came from. But I love that there is an overlapping because it just proves further that I do see myself somewhere in Picasso's paintings as well. I try to find that bond between him and me. And the painting Truth is a Lie, it asks the question. It's not a title, it's rather a question posed that truth is a lie. So in my paintings, the eyes is not the only exaggeration that has been found. Around the eyes, there are lips. So I put the eyes inside the lips with different expressions to show the idea that the eyes are incapable of lying. So would you believe the word of the mouth or the glisten of the eye? That is also the question it poses.
Okay, but I don't see lips here.
These are all lip marks
Acha.
around
Okay.
the eyes. So initially the lip marks were made and then the eyes were drawn
Show to
in
the audience.
later.
Yeah.
So the lip marks were made and then the eyes were drawn in later. Here we have a lot of expression of the eyes. There are eyes which are interested. There are eyes which are questioning things, that are confused, they are dazed, they are in anger, they are sad, they are happy. There are eyes that are in almost every expression. And I think that is the very main thing which allows me to ask the question that truth is a lie. Because if your eyes are saying the truth but your mouth is lying, then maybe you never intended the truth to come out.
Right.
And maybe we should just keep it that way, because there could be reasons. But then at the end of the day, we would know you're lying. We would just not question why.
There is another commonality between these two paintings. I mean, the painting that I just showed you, the original Picasso painting that I showed you, and this painting. And obviously Picasso's moods also. So do you think that आपकी जो ये पेंटिंग है जिसमें आपने आईज बनाई हैं इतनी सारी, एक पर्टिकुलर कलर आपने इसमें बहुत यूज किया है, वो कलर आपने क्यों यूज किया है?
Okay, so like I said, interpretation of colors is very different. So before I answer where I came from, I would like to ask you, what could you decipher from the amount of red that I've used?
I'm not colorblind, but I see a lot of, it's slightly pink also. Yeah, the pinks are there, the orange is there, the black is there, greys are very few, blues are very few. मुझे पिकासो का जो हिस्ट्री दिखती है उसमें हैप्पियर टाइम्स में पिकासो ने पिंक्स को बहुत यूज किया,
Yes.
राइट?
Between 1904 and 1906.
1906 पिंक्स को बहुत यूज किया, वाइट ह्यूज बहुत यूज किए, राइट? तो सच्ची मुझे बताइएगा, टेल मी वेरी ऑनेस्टली, व्हेन यू मेड दिस पेंटिंग, वर यू heavy or were you happy?
I think when I made this painting, I honestly do not remember the emotion that I made it in, because I think all of that just got transformed into the painting.
Hmm.
So when I was making the painting, I think I was heavier.
Heavier.
I was feeling heavier. I think it was around the same time that I'd have one of my friends,
Hmm.
like we'd fallen apart and our friendship had broken.
Hmm.
So I think that is, and it was related to lies. The
Hmm.
reason that that friendship broke was because of lies. And I think that is why this painting came into being.
चलिए इस पेंटिंग को यहीं छोड़ते हैं. Let's move forward. Okay. My next question to you is, are you fiercely competitive?
There are two parts to
Hmm.
the answer of this question.
Hmm.
I would say yes
Hmm.
and no.
Okay.
In the sense that I used to be very fiercely competitive with other people as well. But
Hmm.
I think when I realized that it was doing more harm than good,
Hmm.
I think I just started being fiercely competitive with myself.
Okay.
In the sense that I was constantly trying to be better than I was yesterday or than I was in, let's say, a previous competition. Maybe it was, let's talk about debates, or maybe let's talk about an art competition. So, if in a debate competition, I am able to identify how I was weak in the last one, I would try to work on those very points more than the other ones
Hmm.
in for this particular debate competition.
Hmm.
And while it is definitely helping me more positively than competing with others was, it does leave a slight question that,
That's exactly what I was coming to. I was coming to that.
because I think
You're scared of failure.
I'm not scared of failure. I know that failure, that the more you fail, the closer you are to your goal.
Yeah.
I think I know that in theory. Sometimes it's just hard to accept that.
Why?
I wish I knew. I do wish I
No,
knew.
that means your competition is not within yourself. It is with people. The moment you relate to people, I guess the failure, the scare of failure comes in.
I I don't think that's the case with me anymore.
Hmm.
It used to be.
Hmm.
I think I went through different stages of this fear of failure.
Hmm.
At first, it was failing or like losing from other people.
Hmm.
Then it sort of started getting converted into the fear of failure
Hmm.
from failing at something I thought I was good at.
Okay.
That maybe I thought that, oh, I could complete this artwork. So sometimes when you experiment,
Hmm.
and I do have a thing where sometimes, like a few phases of the year, I just want my artwork to be perfect. You know how after exiting an art block,
Mhm.
your art is never the best.
Okay.
It is, in fact, sometimes you forget the ability to draw.
I'll ask you a question.
Yes.
Suppose, Vriddhi, coming back to you, she's playing a game with you, right? She's playing a Ludo game with you, right? And you are winning. So, would you, in that case, let Vriddhi win, or would you let her lose? Or would you make sure she loses?
I think knowing Brithi, I would just let the game flow as it is.
चलिए
Because
वृद्धि
she,
को छोड़ देते हैं.
koi bhi or friend, I think I would just honestly read the room. Sometimes, if let's say we're on our third Ludo game and I've won the previous two and I'm on the verge of winning the third one. Now looking at the other person, if they if I know that they do not want to lose at all, in the fact that maybe losing would ruin the atmosphere or it would disappoint them, then I think I would lose. I would prefer to lose, and I would prefer to keep it that way, because it is just the game at the end of the day. And
Acha.
but if I know that it's not going to do anything, then I would let the game flow as it is, and if they would win, that's good, and if I would win, that's
So my
good.
research goes for a 6, right? Which means that I've been told, I don't know, I've been told that you don't like failure. So what you are saying is, it proves that failure is nothing big for you.
Failure isn't big. Like I said, it's mostly the failure that comes from within. Like maybe because I think I'm scared of failing at the things that I hold very close to my heart, like art. So if I'm experimenting with something new and it doesn't work out the first 2 or 3 times, then I think in some cases, this is a very 50-50 thing. In 50% of the times, I would be very determined to make it happen. And in the other 50, I would sometimes be scared that should I even attempt it? What if it doesn't go? Even if I'm just doing it for myself, even if I'm just doing it for the sake of experimenting, I don't want to fail at something that I hold so close to my heart, if that makes sense.
No, it does. It does make sense. It does make sense. Okay, we'll move on. Okay. I want to know about this aspect of yours. That's why I'm slightly keen on asking you this. Do you feel that, most high school boys, I'm talking to the boys, today have that romantic and intellectual, it's a slightly different question. Careful. Have that romantic and intellectual depth of a cardboard box?
This is a very well framed question. And the answer is yes.
Yes.
There are exceptions, of course. I'm sure there are exceptions.
Sorry, guys.
I'm sure there are exceptions.
No scope.
But I truly do believe, and I give them the benefit of the doubt, honestly. I give teenage girls and boys the benefit of the doubt that, you're developing, and you're developing mentally as a person. So you're shaping your personality right now.
Okay.
And I think it goes in polar opposite directions, that maybe I should give you the benefit of the doubt because you're developing your personality right now and because you're also growing mentally. But I should also hold you accountable for it, because ultimately you're shaping your personality for the long term.
मतलब मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है कि यहाँ पर आप किसी एक इंडिविजुअल की बात कर रही हैं.
नहीं.
Are you sure?
Yes.
You're talking of boys in general.
I'm talking of boys in general, yes. I'm talking about, I think, teenagers in general. I don't think it's a thing that is specifically just limited to the Gen Z. At least because I'm Gen Z, that's what I'm seeing. But in at least the movies and everything that's been depicted, even of the millennials, I think teenage boys just take the fact that we're giving them the benefit of the doubt for granted sometimes. And that is why I think they do have the romantic and intellectual mental being of a cardboard box. Because I think they don't understand the simple concept of this, that maybe a romantic gesture does not have to be something that's coming from a lot of monetary value. It just has to be something that you put effort into. It's about as simple. There's also this very known saying, which is, to be loved is to be known. I think that should apply to all ages. Like if you're truly, if you like somebody at any age and you're in a relationship, I think in order to feel seen and valued, it is the fact that your significant other should know you.
Okay.
And I think teenage boys just sometimes forget that is, they take it as an optional checkbox rather than a mandatory pillar.
So Nysa, if somebody wants to impress you, right? If somebody wants to impress you, don't do that. I'm telling you. I'm warning you. So somebody wants to impress you. Okay, let's take it. It's a hypothetical example. And This is the head girl, the sharp artist, and the very fierce competitor. What is the absolute worst and the most cliche, cringe pickup line that you would expect him to say that would instantly trigger your signature non-angry girl glare?
Okay, so this is a very tricky question. You're making me think about pickup lines on the
Absolutely,
spot.
absolutely.
I don't know. Like, let me
I-
think.
yeah.
I do need to ponder
Yeah,
on this.
okay, I'll give you 2 seconds. Takes 10 seconds. 10 seconds.
I feel like I don't have any particular pickup line, but the basic formatting, if they come up, like, a pickup line that's maybe cute, it is something, it's confident, but a pickup line that's arrogant, it will instantly put me off. It will make me hate the person before I get to know them, which is a thing I don't do a lot. But if you have a pickup line that's making you seem overconfident or arrogant, then just immediately no. That's going to be an immediate no.
So, I mean, what do you mean by arrogant? I mean, I can you specify that?
Okay, so in the sense that if somebody, let's say, is asking for your number
Yeah.
and they use...
Never.
Yeah, I'm not giving it. I'm
Yeah.
just giving an example. But if they come and they ask for your number or something and they use a better or a cuter pickup line which exudes confidence. Jesse, I really do not know pickup lines. This is not a... I
Hi,
cannot think of
Nysa.
example.
Hi, Nysa. Can I have your number? I like you.
Oh yeah, see, now in that
That's
case, I
cute.
would at least consider it.
That's cute.
Yeah, it's confident. It's the fact that, okay, you have the courage to come up and you're obvious about your feelings. But if they're just like,
Hi, Nysa. I want your number.
no, see, that's just a deeper voice. That's not, that's not. Yeah, if they're demanding it, I want your number.
Then?
And they, okay, and cry yourself a river.
Why? Yeah, I mean,
Like, just like, no, it's like, okay, you have the confidence, that's good, but just don't have arrogance. I feel like that can really just come off really meanly. That also one thing, if you're like somewhere outside and it's a friend group and maybe somebody's coming up, then just, and if you're in a restaurant, just notice how they treat the waiters. Because it is a genuine thing. If you see them treating servers and waiters nicely, then yes, no matter how your pickup line is, I will think about it. But if you're just outright rude to people who are literally bringing you the food you're eating, then it is...
But guys are smart
immediate.
these days. The guys are smart these days. When they see a beautiful woman sitting in a restaurant and they're eating there, they would call the guy, the guy who's serving, very politely, excuse me. I mean, they have their own ways of doing things. I don't know why.
This is a tricky situation then.
Right?
I think in that case, I would just trust my gut.
Okay.
Just trust my gut. Like, is this guy a good person or not?
So if you're really challenged to a debate by a guy, a debate or probably a game of Ludo, Ludo. Ludo, I mean, that's the only game I know.
I really like Ludo.
That's the only game I
Should we play
played.
Ludo in the podcast?
No, absolutely not. I've forgotten how to play it. I remember the name because I played a lot, right, when I was a kid, because that was the only entertainment we had. So, anyways, so suppose you're challenged to a debate or a game of Ludo by a guy, right? So again, you make him lose, win.
Make him lose.
Why?
Why not?
Achha.
Like,
You
okay,
make your
just
female.
If a guy cannot handle losing, he cannot handle me. Very simple. I mean, very simple. See, he knows I don't like losing.
That's
If
a
he
tip,
also
that's
does
a
not
tip that you're giving to these guys.
take it as a tip, take it as a warning.
Guys, I'm reminding you, the father carries a loaded gun, a licensed gun. ठीक है? बाद में कुछ हो जाए मुझे मत बोलना.
I carry a pocket knife.
She carries a pocket knife, and it can take your gut out. Okay, I'll ask you one question, which is very important to me. Nysa, you, what is that practical or silly joke, or something that a silly lie that you pulled on your? You live in a family with your generation that is, in fact, senior to your parents. Your grandparents are there, right?
Yes.
So, I mean, what do you feel? I mean, do you feel comfortable with them? Do you feel uncomfortable with them? What is it that you feel about them?
Okay, so we have this really ongoing joke in my family that we have three generations living under the same roof.
Absolutely, yes.
We have my dadu dadi, my
Mm.
nani, my parents,
Mm.
my sister and me, and then my dog,
Mm.
who I consider my brother. So yes,
Mm.
he is the same generation as me, just so we're putting it out there.
Mm.
And I've always grown up with my dadu dadi around, and my nani also lives with
Yeah,
us.
true.
So I think I love the older generation.
Why?
They're I feel very wholesome whenever I have an interaction.
By
It can get frustrating at times because
actually.
sometimes, at the end of the day, they say that a 70-year-old and a 7-year-old sometimes have the same
Yeah,
antics.
absolutely, yes.
So I think at that time, it gets a little frustrating. But I think when you're living under the same roof,
Mm.
you have your arguments, but then you also have your moments that just make you go, oh. I
But
think
I guess you need your space, don't you?
I do, and
Yeah.
I do get my space.
You get it?
I have a very healthy family like that.
Mm.
Touch wood. My grandparents just give me that space whenever I need it, and I also like spending time with them because it's fun to hear the stories about that time from their perspective.
Mm.
They also give good advice that is still applicable.
Mm.
So I think that just it leaves me in a happy mood,
Yeah, because I
especially
guess
with my
that.
nani as well.
Mm.
So we live in the same room. So
Acha.
yeah.
Okay.
So it's
Oh,
sometimes
that's wonderful.
hmm?
That's wonderful. Actually.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's sometimes we have our disagreements because we're both very different people. So are you familiar with the concept of type A and type B people?
Mm. Right-sided, left-sided?
No. So like type A people are the ones who are always organized,
Acha,
clean, they're
okay.
very structured.
Okay.
And type B people are the more unorganized ones. They're a little more like sort of not control freaks.
Mm.
So my nani and I are both type A people.
Mm.
But we're both very different type A people. So
Mm.
when two people who love organizing and who love just sort of having a clean space meet and they have different ways of that organization,
Mm.
it ends up with arguments.
Mm.
But then just sitting around with her, honestly, old people drop great one liners.
Mm.
It is very surprising, but they're very funny sometimes.
Mhm.
And it's really fun, honestly. I love old people.
And I guess your dadu kisses you asleep.
Yes.
Yeah.
My dadu and I also have a ritual. So he has to get eye drops put in a couple of times a day.
Mm.
So whenever I'm downstairs and it's his eye drop time and that overlaps, so he's always like, Nysa, meri eye drop dal do.
Mm.
Nysa A number, Nysa B number, which is like he's had them
And
labeled.
you do that
Yes. It's
dutifully?
yeah, it's a very little thing and it is wonderful.
That's
I
great.
love it.
That's wonderful. So, the warning comes to you again. The father has a loaded gun, a licensed one.
Dadu too.
Dadu too also has a gun, so there are two guns in the house. You better be careful. I mean, listen, she's a nice girl. Don't take advantage. All right. एक सवाल और हिंदी में पूछ लूं, हिंदी में जवाब दोगे?
हाँ जी.
आपके पास एक पक्के रीडर की आत्मा है, ठीक है, और अगाथा क्रिस्टी, शर्लॉक होम्स आप पढ़ी हैं आपने. आपको लगता है कि ज़्यादातर आजकल जो लिखा जा रहा है और जो पहले लिखा गया उसमें बहुत फ़र्क है? आपको ऐसा लगता है कि आज जो दुनिया है, I want to ask you a very straight question. Do you think that the world is in a crisis?
I think the world has always been in a crisis and it's just getting worse now. Because we're not just in political crisis anymore.
Are you scared of it?
No.
Why?
I don't know. I'm just Am I scared of the world ending? No.
No. I'm not talking
Like,
scare.
oh, I'm scared of the political crises.
No. I'm talking of you as a girl who's living in a city, who probably goes out, walks on the road. I mean, are you scared of people in general?
I think it depends.
Mm,
I feel like, you know, cases have always been there from the
mm.
start of time. It's just that the reports have gotten
Multiplied.
exactly.
Mm,
The actual reporting of the incidents has increased,
mm,
which is a good thing if you
mm.
look at it, that the number of the cases have not really increased as much as the reporting of those incidents have,
Mm.
which I think I would consider in hindsight a better thing, because at least it's coming to light,
Mhm,
so maybe more action can be taken. It's
mm,
not being taken,
mm,
it can be,
mm,
and I think that provides me a sense of comfort. But I think in a girl's mind,
mm.
specifically, there is always going to be a looming threat in the back of the mind when you're maybe alone walking on the
Yeah, true.
road. But I wouldn't
That's very
say I'm
unfortunate,
necessarily
though. That's very unfortunate.
scared of it.
That's unfortunate as far as the system is concerned. That means the system is failing you somewhere.
I think it's not just the political system that's failing us,
No,
it's
no,
also
political, the system.
the system, the entire system,
Hmm.
yes.
It is failing you. You feel so?
It's not failing me per se, but I like that there's been action that's been taken,
Hmm.
that it's stricter. But at the end of the day, when the mindset hasn't changed,
Hmm.
how much can laws even protect you?
Yeah, and you
I
have.
mean, at the end of the day, when you're in a situation like that,
Hmm.
it's going to be you and the perpetrator.
Absolutely. So, I mean, do you feel that the system is there to protect you?
Not in the moment,
Hmm.
maybe after, but then
Hmm.
that is a very big
But
maybe
it's too
that
late.
stands there. Exactly.
That's too late.
Exactly. So until the mindsets of the people change,
Hmm.
I don't think the system can truly provide us
So,
that
do you
protection.
think that in a coming time you would like to leave the country and go to some other country and stay there?
I do plan on doing that, but not because of this particular thing. Because if you look at it, it's everywhere. The
Yeah,
system in
absolutely.
its root is same.
Yes.
Like, the system in its root is same. It's
Yeah.
as simple as that. But I would like to go out because I'm planning on pursuing fashion designing. So my trajectory would be graduation in India, masters, and settling abroad. So I think I would like to do that, but it's not necessarily because of the system that I just want that trajectory for my future.
Hmm.
I really want to bring the Indian fashion scene
Hmm.
outside on a bigger platform
Hmm.
and not have the big international brands steal the work, call it Scandinavian scarves,
Hmm.
and take the credit,
Hmm.
and take the credit of something that has been a part of our culture
Hmm.
for over hundreds of years. I
Hmm.
think I really want to go outside.
So why the Scandinavian scarves?
Okay, so there was this thing where the really thin chunnis that were that were a trend in India, specifically in the 1990s and the 2000s,
Hmm.
which also made like the appearance in, I think, K3G,
Hmm.
DDLJ, and just movies of that era. So there was these really thin chiffon chunnis with like sequined work or maybe some tassels. And recently, a brand, an international huge luxury brand, has renamed it and started pairing it with like these strapped dresses, which were what we called kurtis.
Right.
And they labeled them Scandinavian scarves when they looked exactly like those chiffon chunnis that
That's
we
what they
wore.
did with the Kolhapuris also.
They
no?
did that with the Kolhapuris. They did that with the jhumkas.
Hmm.
They're probably doing it with the Jaisalmeri jackets, which are made out of all of this fabric scraps
Hmm.
of bigger factories.
Yeah.
So I just want to give
Hmm.
that due credit to
Hmm.
India and combine it with the international trends. Because as much as we oppose it,
Mhm.
fashion is a trend.
Yeah,
It's
it is,
also
absolutely.
timeless, but it's a
Yes.
trend.
Yes.
So I
That's true.
think I really just want to combine all of that, take it to an international level.
That's true.
And for that, I will have to go outside India.
Yeah, that's great. Fantastic. Uh, great, Nysa. It was fantastic talking to you. But उससे पहले कि हम इसको खत्म करें, एक last round और हो जाए. Anything that you would like to say in between that I might have missed out on?
Honestly, not really. Just follow my Instagram page, Short of Picasso.
Okay.
We will put the handle on the video.
Yeah, we'll do that. Absolutely. So we come to this last round. This is segment 4 and it's called the rapid fire round. Right, so we start with the last round. Question number 1. If you had to prank a teacher, one liners हैं ये सारे, ठीक है? If you had to prank a teacher using your head girl authority, would you announce a mandatory school wide official school holiday because the planets are not aligned?
Yes.
Why?
I would do so solely because it is a genuinely harmless prank,
Okay.
and I do not believe in like astrology, and that is why I think it would be very funny. It would be ironic if it was coming from me, and if I said that there needs to be a holiday because the stars aren't aligned. I don't think anybody would take it seriously, but authority. Also, I don't think I don't have the authority to do that.
I
But
know you
if I could,
don't.
I would.
Yeah, you would.
If I could, I would.
I
would for the love of the game. I would.
Boss, you're dangerous. Question number 2. Is victory sweeter than romance?
No,
No.
no.
Romance is sweeter.
I feel yes.
Really?
I've never experienced
After
it, but I
talking
feel
to you
like
for
it
an
would be.
hour, after talking to you for an hour, मुझे कहीं romantic streak तो दिखी नहीं.
No, but I'm a hopeless romantic.
Are you?
I don't just read mysteries. I love reading like
Mills and Boons?
fantasies and.
I've
No, I
read
don't
a
like Mills and
अरे
Boons.
मैंने बहुत पढ़ी है.
I don't like.
Can you imagine? I mean, I'm sorry. The girls would feel very bad. But मैं 60 साल का आदमी बोले तो कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. मिल्स एंड बून्स बहुत पढ़ी है मैंने, बहुत पढ़ी है. हाँ.
Clock it.
अच्छा, मिल्स एंड बून्स नहीं क्या पढ़ती है? What do you read?
So there's this really nice. It's not actually in a, like properly a romance book. It's a political fantasy with a subplot of romance. It's called the Cruel Prince series and the Once Upon a Broken Heart series. I absolutely loved those books, and I like reading some easygoing, heartfelt romantic comedy books as well. And I'm a hopeless romantic.
Hopeless romantic. And what is your concept of a tall, dark, and handsome man?
Henry Cavill.
बस अभी बहुत गड़बड़ होने वाली है. मैं बता रहा हूँ, इसके घर के सामने मुझे इसके पिताजी is going to
And
put
Shah
me-
Rukh Khan.
Shah Rukh Khan also.
And Hrithik Roshan.
And Hrithik Roshan
Yes.
also. Hrithik Roshan, Shah Rukh Khan, guys, I don't know you're going to be watching this or not, but I mean, you're going to have a tough time. Anyways, but she's a nice girl.
I'm so nice.
She's very nice.
I'm so nice.
Okay.
I feel attacked. I have like this under feeling of being attacked. Why are you calling me angry every 5 seconds?
That's because somebody told me.
Who told you?
I won't say that.
I have a bone to pick. Who told you this?
Somebody told me very specifically not to make you angry, because if you get angry, things are going to go very.
Oh dear God. Who is this person? I see, it is very hard to actually get me angry enough to have those things go haywire.
हैं?
हाँ.
चलो ठीक है. I'll give
I'm
it a
media
try.
trained.
I'll give it a try.
I'm
pretty
media
good
trained.
at it. Yeah.
I'm being rage baited. Send the rage bait police, guys.
अच्छा.
I'm being rage baited.
अच्छा, okay. One last question. If your signature anger, again, I'm sorry. If your signature anger can be turned into a masterpiece, painting, what would it look like?
Oh.
I mean, देखो, या तो वो quiet सा landscape दिखेगा,
No,
ठीक है?
you will feel anger through the painting if it.
या वो एक lightning का bolt दिखेगा.
I feel like I would immediately go off into a warmer color palette, in the sense that it would have reds, it would have the warm toned purples, it would have pinks, it would have yellows. You would see a lot of warm tone, and then you will have. I think it would be like a divided sort of painting, where in the sense that the main will be the warm tones, but then you're also going to be seeing some hues of the blue, maybe at the bottom or at the top. It would definitely be a portrait. I think it would sort of be a mixture of a human portrait and an animal portrait, because I'm very attached to, I think, animals in general.
Mhm.
So I absolutely love
Mhm.
I love panthers. I
Mhm.
love, in fact, panthers. I call panthers and phoenixes my spirit animals.
You patted a panther?
No, I've patted a tiger,
You patted a tiger.
a tiger cub.
खाया पिया already होगा वो.
Probably.
Probably, right. Okay. Thank you, Nysa. It was wonderful talking to you, and I really hope आपको ये conversation अच्छा लगा होगा, and you enjoyed it.
Thank you so much for having me. The questions were so fun. It was genuinely such a fun episode. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you so much. And before I close, something for my international audience, because there are people who won't understand Hindi. We did speak a little bit of Hindi here. Just a little summary of what we actually did and spoke about. I really don't know about all of you, but leaving this conversation for me is incredibly inspiring. I'm very, very inspired and slightly terrified also, because ever playing a game of Ludo with Nysa is going to be dangerous. Anyways, we quickly found out that she's actually an undercover creative label, and not exactly a label, a rebel, right? You are a creative rebel, aren't you?
I think yes.
Yes?
I feel like rebellion is just rebellion is taken to be a negative word,
No,
but
no,
I
no.
take it optimistically, so
Yeah,
yes.
it's a very optimistic word. I mean, rebellion कोई ऐसा word नहीं है. Rebellion के बहुत dimensions हो सकते हैं.
Exactly.
So she's like fantastic. Uh, she's inspired by Picasso. She's inspired by Al Pacino, Sahir Ludhianvi, wrapped up in a 16-year-old package.
I would actually like to clear something up.
Yeah.
I really wanted Amrita Preetham and Imrose
Yeah, I
to
forgot.
happen more than Sahir
Oh
Ludhianvi
yeah,
and
I
Amrita
forgot. I'm
Preetham.
so sorry. ये मेरा पता नहीं यार. मैं ये पूछना चाहता हूँ. This is one question I wanted to ask you कि अमृता प्रीतम और इमरोज के बारे में जो आपकी क्यूरियोसिटीज हैं वो क्यों हैं?
So I have to thank my father for this. He introduced me to Amrita Preetham, and he walked into my room just reading out a poem, and he walks in, he has his phone in his hand, and he walks in going, "Main tenu phir milangi."
Ah,
And that is when my curiosity peaked.
hmm,
I'm like, okay, I don't really read Hindi poems a lot.
hmm,
It is technically Punjabi, but I don't really read Hindi poems a lot. But this really piqued my interest. And then he told me the entire story.
story.
And I had watched Ae Dil Hai Mushkil the
Uh-huh.
previous night. And he just
And you
connected.
correlated it.
Exactly. He connected it for me. And I was just like, wow. They were the original love triangle. And I don't know why, but there's just like this bias in my heart that I have for Imrose and Amrita Preetham, because their relationship was so beautiful.
Hmm.
It was it was it was the very definition of to be loved is to be known from Imrose's side.
Mhm.
And as well as for Amrita Preetham, I think it's just a very beautiful story including all three of them. In fact, recently, Dad and we went to RIC
Mhm.
to see this play put up by Shekhar Suman and a model called Geetika, who enacted Sahir Ludhianvi and Amrita Preetham. And I think that was the first time that I truly understood the bond between the two of them as well. I'm still biased towards I'm still a stan for Imrose and Amrita,
Hmm.
but I truly understood that bond that they had as well. I think I'm just also very attached to Amrita Preetham's writing style.
Hmm.
I think she uses metaphors a lot. She uses nature. She uses a lot of different things to as a metaphor and to basically depict her emotions, which is something I do a lot through my writing as well. Again, it is a pattern that I noticed after I discovered her writing. I was like, that is very similar.
तो मुझे तो अमृता प्रीतम मुझे भी अच्छी लगती हैं. आई ऑल्सो रेड हर, बट मुझे बड़ी फ्रैंकली एक बात बताता हूँ, बहुत फ्लारी लगती है. उनकी लैंग्वेज बहुत फ्लारी लगती है. मैं थोड़ा सा क्राइम वाइम पढ़ने वाला बंदा हूँ, तो मुझे ऑब्वियसली थोड़ा सा लगता है यार ये दिस इज एग्जैजरेटेड. ठीक है. तो एनीवेज
I feel like, especially my poetry as well, it's very exaggerated. I recently just posted something yesterday. It's called the weather report. Now, my titles and my content of the poem tend to be very different. I use I choose the title out of pure irony. So my weather report poem is just about the sea and the storm, and how I'm calling the storm the calm one, and the sea the one who's trying to hide all of the emotions under a calm face. And I just call it the weather report, and I start the poem with the weather report says we're all fine, but that depends on who you ask. And then I end with saying the weather report says it will all be okay tomorrow.
that's so beautiful.
So I think that is something that I relate with Amrita Preetham on that particular note. Of course, she's a far skilled writer,
Yeah, I know.
but it's just I find myself a little bit in her writing as well. And I think that is where that love for the entire story truly stands. And also because Imrose is an artist, and her last poem, Main Tenu Phir Milangi, just I love that poem specifically because it is A, given out to Imrose, and B, because she says that she would like to come maybe as a line on his canvas or a paint dipped in his brush. So she writes a poem for an artist. I think that is also something that is very beautiful.
Fantastic. I mean, I really don't know who's going to come into her life tomorrow, but whoever comes into her life is going to be a real lucky man. But then you got to be careful. My last lines before I close is that if you stop looking at yourself through a realistic, high definition lens, and this is something to you guys. हाई डेफिनेशन लेंस का मतलब हुआ कि अगर आप अपने आप को देखना शुरू करेंगे कॉन्स्टेंटली मैं, तो इंस्टेड ऑफ दैट अगर आप अपने वर्ल्ड को पेंट करें, जो कि इंस्पिरेशन मुझे इनसे मिला, नायसा से मिला, आपने वर्ल्ड को पेंट करें और उस तरह से सोचें जिस तरह से ये सोचती हैं, तो मुझे लगता है कि आप किसी मास्टरपीस को बना देंगे. और मुझे इस बात का पक्का विश्वास है कि दिस गर्ल नायसा, दिस लेडी नायसा will make it very big in life. Thank you so much, and we'll get back to you once again with chapter 8. Till then, it's bye-bye.